No, not me.
You, Leonard, Antoine.
Not all of them.
How did Ron Williams get in there?
Because his daddy was going to beat him to death.
That's right.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Your daddy coming up to the school and hanging out in your class, you ain't going to do nothing wrong. Man, what you talking about?
Ron Williams.
Ron Williams, good athlete,
Yes.
good guy,
Yes.
one of our alumni.
Right.
Now you can tell me about once you got out of Fremont.
Okay. Before that, I was working after school when I was going to Drew.
After school where?
Working with one of the neighbors down the street, Mr.
Working
Leon.
with a neighbor?
Mr. Leon. You know, he had this construction business. Not construction, custodial business.
Don't you get the twisting in that chair, Ed.
Yeah, okay.
I done told him about that.
Yeah.
And the first chance he get, he going back and forth.
Yeah. And so after we get out of school, Mr. Leon would come pick me up. You know his son, Keenan.
Yep.
Me and Keenan, we used to work with his grandfather. 3 hours a night, Beverly Hills, cleaning up these office buildings. Got $20 a night. We was working like slaves. We
was a slave.
Yeah. But that was way back in, the 70s and stuff,
Right.
But to make a long story short, I started working at Hebrew College for 30 days.
Who got you that job?
One of the neighbors' husband.
One of the neighbor husbands.
Yeah. He
got you a job.
Yeah.
Why he give it to you?
Because they was looking for a youngster in the neighborhood that's dependable. And so I was that youngster that was dependable, So
you think you was dependable?
Yeah, I was. And I started working. Then he had longer than 30 days. 30 days went to 60 days. My dad came up to me again and said, hey, don't forget, you still got school. You're going to start making that money and you ain't going to want to go back. And he was right. I started making money. Then now I'm permanent working
at Hebrew
College.
So you wasn't going back to school?
Nah. Because I was young.
Ed, you were done with school.
Yeah, I was done with
Even though your dad was mentioned in school, you didn't want to go back.
Yeah. But I kind of regretted that I didn't continue. I could have went back and continued, but my hours.
If you're not no smart guy, why you want to go back?
Well, graphic art's a trade.
Okay.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to, or Einstein to burn plates and stuff,
Well, can you give me what burning plates is?
Okay.
You just tell the people you burning plates.
Yeah, okay.
What is burning plates?
Okay, in graphic arts, you have to burn a negative. Okay, say like a newspaper. In order to print a newspaper, you have to strip. Stripping is a form of putting stories together like on a plate. Then that plate would get shot by a camera, in which that camera gonna have a negative. Then you get that negative and go into a dark room and you put this negative on a plate in which a bright light will burn that image onto the plate.
And you gonna tell me you wanted to do that?
It was simple. And
so it sure sound complicated.
No,
right?
it wasn't. So the plate that you burn, now you have an image on this plate, and that plate goes on to a press. The ink and stuff what goes on to this plate.
You gotta have patience for that.
No, it's cool though. A lot of the stuff I don't remember, but I remember most of it. So you wanted to work
for a newspaper?
Newspaper or a private corporation, Because I know my brother, he worked for quite a few different printing firms. Like printing posters.
Okay, but that didn't work.
That didn't work out.
Well, let's talk about what worked.
Hebrew College.
Hebrew College worked for you.
That was my bread and butter there.
Yeah, so what were you doing there?
We were doing custodian work, cleaning these classrooms, kitchens, office.
Did y'all see any kids over there?
Grown
folks or anything?
Well, the kids come like when they had open house and stuff like that. This was like an institution to become a rabbi.
And how long did you stay there?
About 5 or 6 years.
You did?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years.
At Hebrew?
Yep, because my supervisor that I was working under, he had gotten in trouble with the law. So,
was he a black person?
Yeah. It's a long story.
Well, we ain't finna have no long story.
No. And
so when he got fired, let me say this.
Yeah.
He got whatever.
Yeah.
What happened after that? They got rid of you?
No, they promoted me up to night supervisor now.
They promoted you?
Within 6 months. Nobody else on the crew didn't want the position, so I took it.
Oh, boy, here we go.
So that's some more cheddar in my account.
Okay.
You know.
So how old were you when this happened?
I started about 21.
21?
Yeah, 21
Had you
years
found
old.
a girlfriend, anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
So you was in a relationship?
Yeah.
And you working?
Well, I wasn't really in a relationship just yet. I was courting.
You was courting?
Yeah. I wasn't
so
in no
what were you courting at 20 and 19?
Man.
Well, when did you ever get a woman then?
What year was that?
Oh, man, I don't know.
No. I'm trying because I was single for a long time and stuff.
You was?
Yeah.
From
I was in a relationship.
High school?
No, high school, it was just puppy love and stuff. I wasn't like the rest of those
is
guys.
Pretty good love.
I'll find somebody, go up under the bleachers. It was.
Okay, you're out of high school, puppy love over. Now you're 18.
Yeah.
Did you find love?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't nothing serious, I was just...
Well, when did it ever get serious, eh?
I say about 23.
I'll be damned.
About 23. That's when I
it took him
kind of settled down, I kind of settled down.
He done went through high school.
Yeah.
Then he got to 18, it didn't get serious. He got to 19, he didn't get serious. And then 23.
Yeah.
Who did you meet at 23?
My son's mama. Yeah, my son's mama.
Fell in love.
Fell in love.
And had how many kids?
Two boys.
You had 2 kids. Did you get married?
When I got into we got married. When I got into the relationship, she had a 3-year-old son.
Okay.
And he's my son.
That's right.
And so little E came later on.
Mm-hmm.
So about 7, 8 years later, we got married. Yeah.
7 or 8 years later.
Oh, probably a little bit longer than that. I think we caught about.
Well, what you wait all them many years for?
Well, I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. Marriage, I wasn't really ready to get married.
Why?
At such a young age.
You almost 30 now.
Yeah.
Well, what you was waiting for?
I don't know.
You was scared?
Yeah.
You was?
Yeah.
Why would you be scared when your mom and dad married for years and years?
And they got married young, too.
Well, you should have been brave enough to ready to
Mom
go.
and Pops their anniversary was yesterday, come to think of it. They got married when they was 19 years old.
Well, they had a lot more heart.
Yeah. Well, back then,
So, you said, were you married?
Yeah.
Well, you acting like
She didn't take me serious at first. We was in Vegas.
Well, if you'd have made me wait 8 years, I wonder why.
Yeah, she didn't take me serious at first, so I said, well, we'll wait 2 or 3 more years.
Is that right?
Yeah. You think I'm joking? And it was just a joke, I was drinking at the time, and
you were drinking.
Yeah, we was in Vegas.
You was in Vegas drinking.
I was drunk when I proposed.
Well, then I wouldn't have believed you either.
Yeah.
You don't believe a drunk.
Yeah.
She don't want you to marry her because you drunk.
Man.
We
was all feeling good though, all of us.
She was drinking too?
Yeah. Had a little nip, so not
well,
as much.
Why would you want to go get married?
Not as much as a
so
fellas.
you got little E, you got her pregnant.
Yeah.
Had little E.
Yeah.
When you was drunk.
Yeah.
No,
when little E was born, I kind of slowed down.
Change your life.
Change your life.
Lil E, you changed his life, man.
Yeah.
Thank God for Lil E.
Yeah.
You stop smoking weed and everything.
Yeah.
Who started you on that weed?
I used to look at my older brothers, man. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
You did?
Yeah.
Smoking?
Yeah. And I can remember the first time, too,
How old were you?
Oh, man. Probably about 16 or 17.
Boy, if your dad could hear you now, he'd get you.
Yeah. And so,
if your dad could hear you,
No, my mama.
Okay, well, Mom.
Mom had to come pick us up from Firestone.
Sheriff station?
Oh, yeah.
For what?
Me and Keenan was up there rolling up some joints. You know, back then, on 4-finger bags.
Yeah.
And we just rolling joints up on the gym field. They drew.
At Drew?
Yeah, that's when mopeds was hot.
This niggas rolling joints up at
On the gym field in the corner. We just rolled. We had a shoebox and everything. The next thing you know.
At Drew?
Yeah. Next thing you know, school was out. This was on the weekend.
On the weekend.
Because the cats was playing football on Mary Avenue.
Oh, you got caught by the
The
police.
sheriff. They come running up this way, and they blocked that back gate so we couldn't get away. Keenan got away some kind of way.
You got caught.
I got caught.
Only one.
Only one.
Yeah.
They knew who he was.
Look here. Look. Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew it just wasn't right.
It wasn't right.
You the only one got caught.
Yeah. And
Couldn't
so
run fast enough to get away.
couldn't
And
my
that gate-
moped wouldn't start.
I would have left that moped.
Yeah.
The gate was like real high.
But it seemed like 30 feet when we was little.
And you
Couldn't
wasn't
climb.
gonna
I wasn't gonna climb it.
So
You
you'd
know.
rather go to jail.
Well, okay. They said, get on the moped. We're going to follow you. If you try to run, we're going to run you over. So now everybody out there playing football, and they laughing. They laughing.
Look,
And my brother said, you should have been playing with us up there messing around and stuff, you know.
Baby brother.
I'm a baby brother.
Boy, look here, Ed. You went on that job.
Yeah.
You worked for the Hebrew people for 5.5 years.
5 or 6 years, yes.
How did you leave there?
Pops told me, he said.
Pops did.
Yeah, Pops was working at, for this
He gonna
construction.
tell you to leave the job?
Yeah. Because I was getting tired of it. You know, I got a lot of my buddies' jobs there, working as gardeners.
You
doing
did that?
Yeah, a lot of buddies.
So you was helping folks.
Yeah, I got Ed McKenzie. Ed stayed around
So
the corner
why
from me.
Pops gonna tell you to leave the job?
Because I was getting tired of it, and he said I wasn't learning nothing. I wasn't growing, doing the same thing. Anybody can pick up a mop and mop a floor. So he was doing construction work for this company called Lauren Built. Lauren Built was a subsidiary from National Lumber.
Okay.
So what they did was build stores, did repairs, set up displays and all that good stuff. Some dads told me, he said, come on over here, you can learn a trade, you know.
And did you learn
I learned a lot. Learned a lot of
it? It was a little
carpentry.
bit more hard work.
But it was cool. I was okay with it then because I was much older and much more mature then, you know.
So how long did you stay there?
We stayed there. I stayed there for about 5 or 6 years until they went bankrupt. You remember National Lumber? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So were you married at the time?
Yeah, I was married at the time.
Married with how many kids?
Just 2 boys.
2 boys.
Yep, 2 boys.
Were one of them hers before you had it?
Yeah. My oldest
2.
one, PJ. Yes.
Okay. So now
And National Lumber, that's why I used to run across Leonard all the time over at the Culver City store. So we worked at all the stores. When I first got hired in, they was working on the Fontana store, building from the ground up. And that's when I came on in, doing everything.
so National Lumber went out of business.
Yes,
Because your life got to get cranked up.
big time,
You know.
big time.
You married,
Married,
kids,
kids,
job go out of business.
yes. Now I'm doing, me and Pop's doing handyman work,
You working with Pop
working with Pops, helping him out and stuff.
because you need some money.
Exactly. But I worked for the post office as a casual for a hot second. Then once that time ran out, I started working for the Long Beach Naval Shipyard.